Hello once again, everybody, and on behalf of the All-Star Football Officials Association Training Committee, I'd like to welcome you to our second video for the 2022 season. For this video, we just basically going to hit on a couple mechanics things, kind of like we did last year, just a quick refresher, especially for the new folks, kind of help with some video instead of just reading a book. Helping a video kind of show you, where to be and how to react to certain things. Then I have two quick videos. One is dealing with intentional grounding with the rule change for this year. And the other is just a quick reminder of sideline management, stuff like that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right on in. All right, since we're talking about mechanics now, we start the game with a kickoff, we'll start talking about kickoff mechanics. So this case, start up here, the umpire. The umpire did hand the ball to the kicking team. So a crew of 6, talking about a crew of 6 now, just as a reminder. Hands the ball to the kicking team, make sure they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they got 11, good. As well as the side judge and the field judge here that are on our restraint line, they also counted the kicking team, make sure they had 11 and signaled. But in this case, the umpire got the ball from the team in white right here, so he is on their sideline. And remember, umpires, you go off to the side of the team you got the ball from. So in this case, you got the team, got the ball from the white team, we're on the white sideline. If he had got the ball from the red team, he'd be on the red sideline. So just keep that in mind. Side judge, field judge right here on the 50, that looks good. Wings, good job right here on the pylon. And again, if we don't know what the kickers for the team look like, we always default to the pylon, to the goal lines and to the pylon. If we know for a fact, they've told us, we've asked, or we've just seen, whatever, we know that they always pooch kick, and about the best his leg can get you to the 20 or 30, then you can move up, adjust to the 10 accordingly. But if we don't know, let's always default to the goal line. If after the first kickoff or second kickoff we see that they really got no chance of making the goal line, it's never threatened, and that's just not how their kickoffs go, then we can adjust his wings to the 10. But let's make sure we're communicating. Again, for the wings, let's not have one at the goal line, one at the 10. Make sure you communicate that over the radio. Referee, you're staying back here on the goal line, kind of regardless. Not on the end line, on the goal line. And remember, y'all work together. If we got the goal line threatened, don't move up. Again, don't move up until we know the ball is headed away from the goal line and the goal line is not threatened. So just remember that. But just quick mechanics review, that this looks good right here. Again, always expect an onside kick. So up guys, be looking for it. Deep guys, be ready to hustle. Looking for fair catch. If we get a pooch, hustle up and get ready to get that spot. All right, now let's talk about punts. Since we're on kicks, we'll go ahead and talk about punts. So right here, again, this is a scrimmage. So they're not exactly hustling, playing it live, but still do our mechanics the same. Referee back here. See it's 4th down here. Line guys, remember we're holding the line. We're not drifting at the snap or anything like that. But do always communicate. Know that in this case, remember the line official opposite the referee, if we do have a bad snap, the one opposite is one who head back. So if for some reason this was snapped over his head, we should have communicated that before the snap. 2 line guys over the radio, or whether you point to tap yourself and say I'm going back, or point at him and let him know he's going back. Make sure on the same page. That way, if this ball snaps over his head, we know which official is holding the line and which official is headed back to help the referee box play it. But in this case, it'll be a good snap. So we're holding the line here. Again, not drifting. Very important. We know the ball in reference to the line of scrimmage, should it get blocked, tip, roll around here, or kick straight up in the air, always got to make sure we're aware of where the ball is in relation to the line of scrimmage. So good job here. See, they kind of just, again, a scrimmage. Deep guys, we'll see as it rolls down here. Good job. Got good position, and he probably started somewhere around here. It's coming up. Side judge over here off the field. Good job. 5, 7, 10 yards, whatever you guys are comfortable with. Just make sure you're on the same page. Goal line's not anywhere near being threatened here, so we're not worried about it. So again, behind the receiver, in this case they have one behind the receiver. Side judge over here, you would have, if anything was coming in here, the blocks in front. Field judge, you'll see the field judge just off the screen. He starts coming here. He's got good positioning. Perfect. Coming in. Not too crazy on the field. Again, he's in a good spot here. Comes up into the kick right there. Get a beanbag down. You don't have to throw it. Again, drop it. Everything's relaxed here. Kill it. Come in and get the spot. You see the side judge over here coming up to help box that in, square him. Good job. So, again, just keep that in mind. Crew 6. Deep guys, field judge. You've got the receiver, side judge. Take the blocks. But, again, stay behind it so that if it breaks down, you're not chasing after it. But good job here with that. All right, let's talk real quick about just a normal scrimmage play. See here, we're just inside 35. Again, line guys are on the line. We're off the field. This is a great job here. That's pretty clean right there. Nobody's in his way. We're on the white. Our heels are on the back of the white, so we're doing a good job there. Again, the further back you stand as a wing official, the further back, hopefully, it'll force these other folks to be back there, especially if you ask them politely a couple times. But it'll help these guys back up a little bit and give you plenty of room to work. So good job here. See, he's got these two guys punched off. Good job. Both wings holding the line right here. Do a great job. Deep guys, right at 20. You see, 19, 20, somewhere around there. Again, don't hold hard and fast, depending on if it's a triple option team that runs the ball 90% of the time. 20 is probably good. If it's a run spread, 4 wide, and they're constantly getting 10, 15 yards at a time, you may want to back up and cushion yourself, 22, 25, whatever it is. Just make sure you're on the same page. Again, crew 6, make sure you're on the same page with your deeps. And again, don't officiate the game you got, okay? So, in the crew you're with. So, work together to figure out the mechanics in terms of depth and distance that help you officiate the game, and better for the officials and also better for the players and fans and everybody watching. If we may need to make some adjustments to give them a good game, then that's what we have to do. So, this case, doing a good job right here, right at 20. We're mirroring that. Referees, quarterback's right hand, so referees over here. He does a good job, plays out. Watch this, not much kind of going on here. Quick little pass over the middle. We see we got good depth here. You see we had our officials holding the line. Make sure line judge, again, don't leave too soon. Don't start. You see him drifting a little bit. Remember, the line judge, you have to hold that line for sure until that ball is gone, because we always need to know where the ball is in relation to the line of scrimmage. So don't drift quite as much. Hold the line. Good job over here doing that. Now we've got it. Trail it. Box it in. Deep guys. Good job. Backing up. Keeping everything in front of you. Umpire did a good job on his ground. He's here to help. He's out of the way. But as you see here, big man running with the ball. We do a good job. Again, line guys, no need to be right there on the yard line. We can stay back, get angles. That way we can see potential blocks in the back or anything we got going on. And that way, if we get a big blow-up block here, we're also not getting knocked out, literally knocked out, getting hit in the head or something, because we want to be in a hurry to get the spot. So just hang back a little bit. Good job. Deep guys right here should be going to the goal line. Again, there's never know what'll happen here. Make sure we got the goal line covered as well. So going back to the start though, just original positioning. Good job right here. And again, just I know it's late in the game, but keep working hard, officiating the play and putting yourself in a good position to call what you can. All right, we've talked about normal scrimmage plays. Let's talk about our goal line scrimmage plays. So in this case, actually I believe this is a try. But either way, we're using goal line mechanics. So let's go ahead and talk about that. We're at the 3, so you can see head linesman, line judge on the other side. We've obviously on the line right here. Deep guys, we're in the corner. This is a good spot. You're back deep that way. Again, you can rule on anything. If you need to step up, take this line, you're in a good spot. If you need to step up and take the sideline, you're in a good spot. Just make sure something happens. We communicate. Sideline, we're communicating with our wings. Backline, especially if it happens right here in the middle, that's a long way to look. Make sure we're communicating with our other deep wing over here. Excuse me, to make sure that we are giving ourselves the best chance to get the call right. So in this case, it's a good position here. You'll see, again, as it breaks down, what we want the wings to do as soon as it snaps. Remember, we have goal line responsibility. So as soon as it snaps, you'll see right here, guys take off. Boom, getting to the goal line. That's perfect. We're at the goal line. Within a step or two, that's perfect. Breaks down. Quarterback's tackle back here at the 10. So as you can see, now we're working backwards. So head goal on cover, that's perfect. Working backwards, remember, make sure first of all, when we're here, we've communicated, how we got here to our deeps. Make sure our deeps are back here, and wings, make sure you communicate with each other that at the snap we're getting to the goal line. It can be a lot, especially if we deal with chains on this side or whatever. Just make sure you communicate with each other. Point to the pylon, use your radios, whatever it is. Make sure you're on the same page, so you both know that at the snap you're getting to the goal line. But again, as it breaks down, your wings coming back to help get the spot. That's perfect. That's textbook how you do that. So good job there, guys. And let me also add too, while I got it on my mind, a couple things early in the season that kind of refresher. Let's make sure of a couple things. One, we're counting players. So right, and it's a good job. I'm not saying this crew did anything wrong. It's perfect, but always early in the season and when we're trying to get in a rhythm, a couple things we need to do every play. Remember, count the defense. So side judge, field judge, we're counting the defense, giving each other thumbs up. We've got 11, or if we have 12 and the defense isn't making an attempt to get off or the snap's imminent, go ahead and shut it down and get the illegal substitution. Referee back here off screen and umpire, make sure we're counting 11, thumbs up, all that kind of stuff. Make sure we're counting 2 downs. Make sure we know every single down. We don't miss a down. First down, second down, whatever it is. Make sure we're communicating that with each other. The other thing is the play clock and the game clock. That's real easy, especially early on, or if you're new to the position. Field judge. Again, I can't tell you how many times I've seen in early on in the season where the game clock will be at 0 for 2 or 3 seconds, and all of a sudden the referee or somebody else is having to shut the play down so that they're not getting a snap off before, with the play clock expired for 3 or 4 seconds and we don't notice. But also make sure it's reset correctly. So let's make sure it should be at 40 and we only give them 25. We need to stop it and correct that. But early in the season, let's just double check, make sure we're doing that right. Field judge, and also the game, that's the play clock, that's the game clock itself, side judge, and really the whole crew, make sure we're, it's stopped when it's supposed to be stopped and it's running when it's supposed to be running. But especially early on in the season, let's make sure we get in a habit of doing those couple things every down, and getting in a rhythm. And as time goes on, we'll be a little bit better. We won't miss those easy things, but takes a little while to get into it. All right, finally with our mechanics, we want to talk about kick plays. This happens to be a try, so we'll talk about a try again. Crew of 6, so field judge, side judge back here. Referee, obviously right for the kicker. He's on this side looking at the holder. Umpires back here. They've already given each other the signal. It's scrimmage kick formation, so the snapper is getting protection. Line guys on the line right here at the snap. Again, if it's just normal kick, we're not moving to the goal line. So remember, hold your spot right here. Looking in, things here. You're not worried about the kick. We're not worried about the holder. Any of that. Referee's got that. So again, watch all the stuff in there. When the ball is kicked, the ball's away. We're going to come in and we're not going to sprint in, but we're going to, after we know that the kick's gone, we're going to work our way back to his backfield and make sure we get in with mixed jerseys. Just have our presence be known there. Deep guys, matter of fact, won't let it go ahead and play out. So Go ahead and snap. Hold the line. Kicks up, kicks away. Good. Communicating with each other. Yes, yes, yes. Take a step or two forward. Underneath the goalpost, take a step or two forward. And we're signaling that the kick was good. See the wing guy, he's working in here. Again, no need to really sprint in there, but just work in with a jog and get them mixed colors. That way if something were to break out, they get mad at each other. We're at least in there to try and help fight some stuff off. But that's your field goal, point after try. That's textbook there how you do it. So good job with this group. All right, let's talk a little bit about intentional grounding. So remember the rule change this year went from, in the past, you had to have a receiver in the area, whatever that meant to you. But this year they've changed it. So now that you can legally ground the ball, if you're outside the free blocking zone and the ball gets past the line of scrimmage. So remember that. So in this case, again, free blocking zone is measured in yardage, but in this case, really easy. We got normal spreads here. So from this tackle, right tackle, to this left tackle. So if he's between basically the center of the field and this hash mark over here, then he is outside the free blocking zone. So in order to ground the ball, that's where he has to be. Remember, and I know it's going to get exciting this year when things happen and you think you see it, and we're thinking about the rule change and we're thinking about line of scrimmage and where it's at and all kinds of stuff like that. Just remember to please slow down. Please slow down. Above all, remember this is still a crew call. So the basics of how we officiate it really didn't change, because what we want to see is, first of all, line guys holding the line here, you need to know, especially line judge, did the ball get to the line of scrimmage? Yes or no? That's all you have. You don't worry about line guys. You don't worry about tackle box or not. Just did it get to the line of scrimmage? Referees, off the screen here, you have, and maybe the umpire can help you, but your job is to bring in, okay, was he outside the free blocking zone? Again, we just talked about basically the middle of the field to right here. And remember, we got the 5 different spots this year to help out with that. So this case, pretty easy. But just remember, slow down. If there's a receiver in the area, then there's a receiver in the area. It doesn't matter if he's outside the free blocking zone, if the ball got to the line of scrimmage, all that. So you've always got that in your back pocket to help you. But when things do kind of break down, which you'll see here, straight back, oh Lord, and he just jumps it, right? So we know right now he did not get anywhere near. He just dropped straight back and chunked it up. So boom, ball lands again. Line judge, we're not worried. We're not worried about this. We shouldn't have drifted from the line. We should be holding it right here. And as soon as we know it was going to go past us, whether it was in front of us or behind us, it was going to get to the line of scrimmage. That's all we needed to know. So right now we need to be looking and seeing, do we have a receiver in the area? So if you're right here slowing down, looking around, we know we got nothing. We don't even have anybody coming over here at this point. So we don't have an eligible receiver in the area. So when this happens, referee, again, remember, we need to go get a spot. So it's a spot where he released the ball from. And it's tough to do sometimes because, again, there's a lot racing in your head, but you need to get up to here where he released the ball from, which would have been about, I don't know, let's call it the 7-yard line, I think. Right? Yeah, call about 7. So again, we don't need to be looking at the ball, referees. We need to watch the action on the quarterback, because even though he dumped it, we're worried about that. There could be something cheap going here, rolling on his ankles, grabbing him by the face mask, something crazy going on back here. And if we're looking down here worried about what happens to the ball, then we can miss something big. So again, make sure we officiate the play and we officiate our responsibilities first, because it's going to take all of you on the crew to figure this out anyway. Deep guy back here, he can tell you, look, I don't have anybody in the area. I don't have anybody in the area. Also in this case, hey, the ball was past the line of scrimmage, but that's only part 1. Part 2, he wasn't outside the free blocking zone, so the referees got to have that. Again, referees, get to the spot. Please don't toss your flag in the air. The spot of this foul is very important because we're going 5 yards, or in this case, half the distance, right, from the spot of the foul. Puts us somewhere back here, half the distance, and we're going to lose a down. I don't know what down it was, but it's also lost a down foul. So referees, get right here, wait. Don't just toss a flag. Finish watching this. Right here, at the spot. Let your guys come and tell you, whether it's on the radio or they come into you, say, look, I had nobody in the area, and the ball, in this case, got past the line of scrimmage. Doesn't really matter, because either way, he wasn't outside. But slow down, then drop the flag once we confirm that we didn't have any eligible receivers in the area in this case. So, again, there's a lot going on, a lot processing it. We're getting excited. Everybody's looking for it. Oh, this is our chance. But just slow down. Just slow down. And let's make sure we take all the steps in the process to make sure we get these calls right. All right. So let's talk real quick about sidelines. I know this is a preseason game, and we've got a bunch of coaches, but we need to be in the habit of treating it like a regular season game regardless. Look, there's plenty of room over here on both sides. Both sides are like this, what you see right here. So there's plenty of room. Let's get these coaches back. Remember, they cannot be in the white. Coaches, especially players, but coaches for sure. Players should be even further back than this. They need to be back up here close to the track, in my opinion, but not splitting hairs. But the coaches for sure, not too bad. I mean, he's in it. He's going to be in it at the snap, but he's kind of on the edge, and you know he's not right next to you. Same thing over here. I'm not too worried about it. Everybody has their own opinion, but the problem again, remember that if we start letting them creep out here and stand in the white, and then we don't do anything about it, next game somebody comes and they were allowed to do it all week, so they get used to it. And second play of the game, this headline's been takes off. He's staring at the block in here, and all of a sudden he runs face first. Somebody breaks his nose, falls down, hurts his back, whatever it is. So, again, if you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for your fellow officials that have to come back behind you. Please help keep these sidelines clean. Let's get coaches, players, everybody in the habit of giving us room to work. Please, please, please. Early on in the season, let's knock that out so they get used to it. So, as I say that, I'm going to say it for this. So, you see coming down here, play this way, and you can see it happening right here. I'm not sure. Again, I know this coach gets excited because his guy's about to break a big run here. We've got a potential foul, blocking the back. Maybe he's got his hands up saying he didn't do it, so I'm guessing he did. But as we go here, we'll see. Official sees it, thinks we got a foul, and he literally looked like they're hugging here. We're still live. Play's going on down here. We're still live. Official's trying to get a flag out of his pocket to throw on what I think was a block in the back, and he can't because the coach is literally in his face, and he has to throw a flag. I've never seen it, but here it is. Throw a flag over the coach's head. And we're not getting it on him. We're getting it for whatever this foul is back here. So we got, for your own safety and for the safety of your fellow officials, please let's clean this up. This isn't a warning. This is 15 on the coach, and if it's the head coach, shame on him. If it's an assistant coach, let the head coach know, because remember, if it happens twice, this is one of your test questions. If you run into somebody, coach, head coach, assistant coach, player on the sidelines, and it happens twice in a game, the penalty is that the head coach is removed from the game. So in this case, we're going to get a flag out here for this block in the back, which is what he called. And we should also have another flag out for sideline interference right here. But this is the kind of stuff that can get nasty and get you hurt. So please, let's make sure we're taking care of this. You'll see as it plays out. Just runs into him. We got a lot going on over here. But if we get knocked down here, it's going to be real tough to see. Did he step out here? Did he step out here? Did he step out down here? Did we have a late hit out of bounds? Is this a block in the back? I don't think so, but it's hard to officiate all that when we're we're face to face with a coach right here, and we're just trying to do our job. It's not like he's in the team box. He backed out to give himself room, so he didn't get run over. And dang if the coach doesn't try and run right in front of him. So again, let's clear that up. Let's go back to the foul. Just want to say something real quick. Again, is this a block in the back? I don't know. Live probably looks like it. Guy's turn, just the way it looks right there. Guy puts his hands up. Live, I'm sure it looks like a foul. I'm not sure. It looks like this dude just kind of gets him falling down on his own, back of the shoulder. I don't know. But point being here, whether you call it or not, let's just make sure we see the whole play and process it. I'm not worried about whether this was a foul or not. What I am worried about, though, is we're going to get a flag out. Again, part of the problem is you got a coach in your hip pocket, so it's hard to get it out. But let's make sure, we saw it. We know it's there. We're getting a flag out, trying to get it out here. Let's make sure we keep looking down here so we're not missing any potential late hit. Guy steps out of bounds. We don't see it. And again, I know that's difficult with this, but it all started because this dude is right here. They're getting real up close and personal here. So again, just make sure keeping things clean so that stuff like this doesn't happen. Please get this. Please flag this. This isn't a warning. This isn't a please stay out of my way, which I hope you've been doing the whole time. That's 15. He runs into you or you run into him, whatever. Let's go ahead and get that. 15 and move on from there. All right, that's it for this week. Thanks again for watching, and as always, please stay safe.